Welcome to a whole new world aboard Disney Cruise Line's Disney Treasure. You're watching Popular Cruising, and this is our comprehensive deck-by-deck tour and review of the line's magnificent sixth ship, from the Haunted Mansion Parlor to its Moana stage show and everything in between. Be sure to stay to the very end of the video for our final pros and cons. It's on Deck 3 at the included Grand Hall that guests first step onto the Disney ship, and it makes quite a first impression. Below an intricate chandelier, bronze-sculpted Aladdin and Jasmine fly in on a cantilevered magic carpet off from a magic lamp, as they seek their treasure in the Agrabah-themed space. Rich colors and intricate mosaics frame a stage for all the adventures that are to come, along with friends like the Genie and Aladdin and Jasmine themselves. And we have a wish of our own that you would please subscribe to our channel as my wife rubs the very lamp. Here, the hilarious duo of Sage and Coriander invited us to step aboard the one and only Jungle Cruise for a two-boat competition that my wife joined in on.
The backside of big water.
When the rocky journey concluded, Minnie Mouse took a moment from her busy filming schedule to wish us well, as our full-scale sea cruise continued, which for the youngest passengers means taking a ride down this convenient slide straight to Deck 2 and immediately into the complimentary Disney's Oceaneer Club, and adjacent It's a Small World Nursery for an extra fee. Since sister ship Disney Wish, Treasure's kids facilities and layout are mostly a carbon copy, with sections including Marvel Superhero Academy, where the King of Wakanda, Black Panther, warmly greeted us. Also on display are more of his costume elements and other Avengers wardrobe, and children can even virtually suit up themselves. On the other side of the bulkhead is also the reprised Star Wars cargo bay, where a hunk of junk and a menagerie of creatures await discovery. For fans of the franchise, this is certainly the place to be for full immersion. Just be cautious of any Dianoga that may have escaped from a trash compactor, and instead stick to visiting cuddly porgs. There is simply so much to explore here, like the Walt Disney Imagineering Lab and its cool display of cruise ship design, props and more, mainly the chance to build and test your own roller coaster, which I had not yet done before. So, of course, this kid at heart had to try out his own version of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, in a space that is not unlike a scaled-down version of WDI's own Dish, or Digital Immersive Showroom, that I have also had the pleasure to see and experience in person. Once my testing was complete, I took a stroll over to Fairy Tale Hall, where none other than Belle was waiting to show off her impressive onboard library. This portion of the Oceaneer Club additionally celebrates the frozen destination of Arendelle, as well as Rapunzel's painterly world of Tangled. Or perhaps for the littlest ones, Mickey and Minnie Captain's Deck and its now 6-ship fleet might be most to their liking, as kids can interact among all sorts of maritime play structures. And usually separated off for childcare is aforementioned It's a Small World Nursery for babies to be looked after in the colorful space for an added surcharge. Original artist Mary Blair style is fully showcased and applied to fresh franchises as youngsters take their restful naps. And then following the slide's path back up to Deck 3, we return again to the Grand Hall and its exquisite mosaics that I simply cannot get enough of. This is also the level guests will find the first of the ship's signature rotational dining rooms. 1923 celebrates the animation studio the Disney brothers founded that year with two sides, one dedicated to Roy and the other Walt. Both offer a formal Art Deco setting, decorated with over 900 pieces of fascinating art and other memorabilia, as we dined on tasty dishes, such as a light but flavorful chervil dill marinated shrimp, rich double-baked 3-cheese souffle, oven-baked lobster tail that was weirdly lacking drawn butter, turf to the surf in the form of seared pork tenderloin medallions, and a sweet old-fashioned apple pie for dessert. In between each section of the restaurant is a fun kinetic depiction of Steamboat Willie, and on the Walt side is even more animation goodness to peruse, representing Mulan, Up, Finding Nemo, and more, not to mention Walt's affection for travel overall. The atrium's extra-cost drinking establishment is the Scat Cat Lounge, and thanks to a pass-through bar this time around, it can serve both Grand Hall and its own patrons. The piano-based space is inspired by the relatively obscure Aristocats, but does a fine job of blending that animated film's jazz style with a jungle aesthetic carried over from the atrium. And of course, the talented live music played and perfectly prepared drinks served here are the cherry on top. Equally fancy are also the first of the ship's retail shops, selling jewelry fit for royals in addition to high-end timepieces. And naturally, there are plenty of Disney-specific options as well, including tempting merchandise for the vessel's inaugural season. Like on Wish, there's a playful ship cutaway painting illustrating where everything is on board just above its namesake tile medallion in the floor. And central to it all is the Skipper Society. This Jungle Cruise-themed venue even pays homage to the Meyer-Werft shipyard in Germany, where Treasure was built, with references to the Ems River the vessel had to first navigate to reach the sea. Elsewhere, the establishment is full of the classic theme park attractions, puns and props to enjoy, along with waffles and beverages aplenty. In particular, my wife and I love the two corner booths for a more secluded escape, where I thoroughly enjoyed an old-fashioned breakfast, complete with delicious plaid pancake. The food and beverages may cost more, but below the jungle canopy, live music is free to listen to. And just look at the awesome animal-clad bandstand. Still, it's probably the second theme park-inspired venue on board, the Haunted Mansion Parlor, next door, that is getting the most attention, and rightly so. When hinges creak in shoreless cabins, and strange and frightening sounds echo across the sea, whenever navigation lights flicker where the fog in the air is deathly still, that is the time when ghostly beverages beckon, serving their terror with a siren's delight. I couldn't help myself but rewrite the famed script a little for a cruising audience. After all, Paul Frees's phantom narration is present, as are oh so many musical and dramatic details to behold, not the least of which are ghostfish, mirror apparitions, film props, new maritime references, and even a version of the ride's Donald Duck chair to actually sit in. And the satisfying drinks provide a chance to enjoy the attraction atmosphere, not just for the duration of the ride, but for a spell. Some even come with a death certificate to depart with. That is, should you escape the chamber through this singular door alive. Also dramatic but more family-friendly by comparison, the included Walt Disney Theater is home to Beauty and the Beast, carried over from Disney Dream, as well as the tale of Moana. Brought to the stage for the first time ever, here we were able to get up close and personal with not only Moana's ace performer, but also the breathtaking set pieces, like the outstanding oversized Te Fiti puppet, which as you know begins in the story as the fiery Te Ka, before Moana and Maui set her free. It's truly one of Disney's best productions at sea. Ascending to Deck 4 is where Treasure's entertainment continues, with a pair of movie theaters playing first-run Disney films free of charge. That is, once one is playing shoreside for a cost, it's playing here complimentarily. The Wonderland and Neverland cinemas both are outfitted with state-of-the-art projection and sound, in addition to a few magical lighting touches and other details throughout. Sarabi Snacks sells movie concessions in between the theaters, as well as to the otherwise included Sarabi itself. The double-decker multi-purpose venue hosts family game shows by day, and adult-only performances by night. Take, for instance, Choose Wisely, an Indiana Jones comedy adventure, bookended by stylish supper club lounge numbers beautifully sung by one of the production cast's finest vocalists. Sage and Coriander again take to the stage to hilariously reenact the indie pictures. Truly, this was so outrageously funny that my wife and I struggled not to belly laugh while capturing some of the best interactive moments.
Welcome to the Jumbeaux Wine House. Remain seated, hands on feet, legs inside.
Stop the popcorn!
Progress. This here's the Wild Ride those shoes. Choose
Yeah.
the true gravel for you, right? We'll take you so.
Disney, please keep this show up. In fact, I'm told there are plans to apply the improv-like format to other intellectual properties in the future, and I cannot wait. Can you say Marvel and Star Wars to name a few? As the poorly chosen Mega Mug looks on, no less. By the way, another location where such great vintage entertainment is highlighted is back at the Grand Hall. Victrophonics is a sort of postmodern jukebox-style approach to Disney music, and we're all about it. Meanwhile, the included guest services and port adventures, for extra-cost shore excursions, desks flank the atrium, with easier-to-access individual stations and decorations of even more amazing mosaics. And the Moana-themed Heihei Cafe is the surcharge coffee shop on this level, with additional colorful mosaics of its own. Everybody's gotta love that crazy chicken. Or is that Pollo Loco given Plaza de Coco is coming up? Nearby is also the ship's Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique, for parents to pay for their kids to get made up as a princess, prince, or swashbuckler for pirate night. I love seeing Mark Davis's clever tableau as decorative accoutrements during the day. Perfectly positioned next door, as opposed to combined with the spa and fitness center on most cruise ships, is First Bold Hook's Barbery, where guests can pay for hair services, as well as a potent potable. And second, the pastel Untangled Salon, taking cues from Rapunzel. At the stern of Deck 4 is the second of Treasure's trio of complimentary rotational dining rooms. Worlds of Marvel even adds a new dinner show into the awesome mix for the ship's longer 7-day voyages that celebrates superheroes with Groot dancing away the night as he so adorably does. And we participate in Marvel Cinematic Universe trivia, answering by using the color-coded tableside Quantum Core buttons. But let's face it, we're also here to eat, from some mighty stylish silverware I might add. I enjoyed a personal favorite heirloom tomato caprese salad, tasty porcini sacchetti, which is not unlike Disney's long popular persets, a refreshing ahi tuna poke, savory beef Wellington, and a delightful orchard peach tart.
You did all this for me. Now everyone knows I'm you. What is that? I just got something in my eye.
Then up on Deck 5, we first come to the Senses Spa, where after checking in and waving hello to my friend and colleague Erica, sampling a massage, you can purchase sublime body treatments and access to the famous Rainforest Thermal Suite, complete with experienced showers, dry sauna, frigidarium, heated tile loungers, and a steam room. But especially inviting is the suite's extension onto the ship's bow, where a pair of whirlpools make up Mickey Mouse's ears, as seen from above, and a shaded center structure fills in his head, while additional padded loungers float about. And on the opposite side is the complimentary Senses Fitness Center, full of techno-gym equipment facing scenic side windows, and even a view to sister ship Wish in Port Canaveral on the day of our embarkation. Farther down the way is also the Triton Lounge, for free trivia sessions and other staged activities. And I must point out here, as in so many venues on board, are handy USB-A and USB-C charging ports to conveniently charge your mobile devices when away from your stateroom or suite. And for the third theme park-based venue on board, my favorite Periscope Pub takes its inspiration from the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea film and now defunct Magic Kingdom ride. Highlights here include animations of sea creatures overhead, massive pressure dial with the fleet's hull numbers, and shipyard latitude and longitude displayed, bespoke beer taps, and even an exquisite countertop with real fossilized shells embedded. And the paid bar food and drinks here are decidedly worth every penny, as fun costume cast members serve craft beers, cocktails, and even cruise veteran chef John Ashton's delicious Jolly Good Burger. Just be sure to stick around to take a gander at all the narrative references from the giant squid to the Harper Goff-designed Nautilus submarine. For those who like to plan future cruises well in advance, and to take advantage of onboard offers, the Disney Vacation Planning Center on Treasure sure is a handsome one, with exotic furnishings befitting the atrium it edges. And the adjacent Disney Vacation Club office further caters to existing and aspiring members alike. Its detailed model of Disney's Riviera Resort at Walt Disney World is sure cool too. Also along this stretch is the Shutter's Portrait Studio and Photo Gallery, where images can be purchased digitally from several kiosks. And across the way is Mickey's Mainsail. You can think of this essentially as the ship's Main Street Emporium, selling the bulk of Disney Treasure logo items, toys, sundries, and the art of Disney on demand, which is always a favorite of ours, to order a choice replica of the ship's excellent display pieces. Like Heihei's below, the Jade Cricket Cafe is a bonus coffee shop to buy specialty coffees and teas from, and the Mulan-themed venue is just an architectural marvel to behold, which frankly is quite true of the entire ship. As kids become tweens, Edge freely welcomes the age group with its trendy urban setting outfitted with a non-alcoholic watering hole, big screen TV, timeless foosball, and video game consoles, among seats to come out to socialize. And last but not least is the third rotational dining room, an included main restaurant that is entirely unique to Treasure. Plaza de Coco does a very fine job of setting the scene of Mexican culture and for a celebration of Dia de los Muertos, complete with an ofrenda to honor ancestors that came before. The dining room is a great example of Disney's hyper-realistic theming for an authentic outdoor courtyard atmosphere. And this also happens to be a venue with a vista to the back of the ship when the curtains are not drawn. As always, this space tells quite a story.
I promise I'm gonna make you proud. And speaking of music, I brought some friends along to play in your honor tonight.
Today is Dia de Muertos, and now we can celebrate together, chamaco.
Oh, you got a point. How often do we all get to be together like this?
And there is plenty of dancing and live music to enjoy throughout the evening that is a marvelous display of Mexico's vibrancy. But not to be forgotten is also the fine Mexican food that gets this close California resident's thumbs up of approval mostly. While not as spicy as I would like nor a big enough portion, the salsa is good and the chips serviceable. But real standouts are the guacamole to accompany, tasty red chicken enchilada appetizer, refreshing chilled avocado soup, perfectly marinated and seasoned Michoacan carnitas, and a sweet send-off of Miguel's churros calientes. It's all a very beautiful and emotional family story.
Your Papa Hector and I are always with you. Even when you can't see us, take a little of us everywhere you go. I give you my blessing to celebrate those who came before you.
Cherish the memories we've made here tonight.
When it's time to return to your cabin, most require taking the elevator up, which is also decorated to the nines, and to deck 7 in our case, where my wife will tour us around the accommodations we occupied on board.
We're in Stateroom 7620. This is a Category 4C Family Deluxe Oceanview with Verandah. It sleeps 5, and we're going to show you some details of the room. So we've got a couple of cupboards here right at the entrance of the room. This one is going to be half hanging storage, and then there's going to be shelves on the other side with your safe. And on this side, we have got a massive full hanging closet, good for all of my ball gowns and all of your Hawaiian shirts. I love a corner storage unit, so anytime there's any extra surfaces in the room to place your stuff, it is going to be a plus. And one of the great features of Disney Cruise Line is the split bathrooms. Almost all the cabins have these. In the first compartment, you have a sink, and then you have a shower tub combo, great for those little ones. And in the second compartment here, you have your toilet and another sink. So this gets really helpful when people are trying to get ready at the same time in the morning. Okay, so our room has an Aladdin theme, which we really love the rich, vibrant colors. We've got our super comfy Disney bed here with room for two. We've got nightstands on either side, and there's a European plug, a USB, and a USB-C on one side. Then we've got two American plugs and a USB-C on the other side, so everybody can charge. And I found an Easter egg in the artwork. Robin Williams, the genie, is smiling down on you from the sky. We miss you, Robin. And over here we have our vanity. We have more storage. What I love is there's a stool at the vanity. I hate it when that seat has arms and it's hard to push in under the desk there. And what I really love is what they did with the trash and recycle bins. I'm so used to kicking those over under the vanity, but they are tucked neatly in the corner here. I see you, Disney Cruise Line Imagineers. Putting the phone on the wall, brilliant. More surface space, the better I like it. So we've just got additional drawers here for storage, and in this top drawer, you've got your hair dryer and your heated styling tools mat. And down over here, we have our drawer refrigerator, so plenty of room to keep your drinks cold. And over here in the desk vanity area, we've got a few more plugs. We've got a European, we've got a couple US plugs, and a USB-C. Oh, and here is our inaugural sailing mini. Hey girl, are you ready for this? Do you know by now that I like storage? Ta-da! All the storage you could ever want. Oh my gosh, there's a hidden Mickey in the carpet. Do you see it? We really like the Aladdin inspired artwork in this room. We've got a map of Agrabah over on this side. And I think I see, is this where Aladdin lived? Does that look like his little house? I think it might be. Over here, we've got a really long sofa bed. So this is gonna open up and sleep two people easily. Okay, update, I was wrong earlier about the sleeping arrangements. I was thinking the sofa bed came out this way, but it's actually a single that goes this way. And in the ceiling, we have another bed that'll pull down. So this room actually sleeps four. I believe there are some family cabins where this storage is a Murphy bed, so it's gonna sleep five, but this particular one only sleeps four, so make sure you double check when you're booking your cabin. And over here is our veranda. We've got two chairs and a table, and we're kind of on the hump of the ship, so it's a slanted veranda. Well, let's go outside and see.
So when you're ready to book your own Disney treasure cruise, we recommend doing so through our sponsor, Fairy Godmother Travel, who will magically take care of all your trip planning absolutely for free. To get your complimentary quote, just click the link right here, or follow the website, phone number, or email address below. Up on deck 11, in addition to the full-service rotational restaurants where your servers cycle through with you, is, of course, the complimentary self-service Marceline Market buffet, too. And it looks mostly unchanged since Sister Wish. Here are all the various stations available for breakfast and lunch. Gone are the days of Disney serving Krispy Kreme donuts on board, but the chocolate-topped, jelly-filled one I tried for breakfast was a decent alternative, while scrambled eggs and corned beef hash provided much-needed protein for my day, and the end cap coffee bar is still on hand for the venue's only extra-cost items. Also coming with a surcharge, outside of the buffets and pool decks desserts and soft-serve ice creams, are the specialty treats of Jumbeaux Sweets, themed to Zootopia. Besides the prop pies and candies, there is no shortage of lemming and human varieties of ice cream, gelato, toppings, and other confections to choose from. I tried the Officer Fangmeyer orange and chocolate gelato, and while it was a good combination, the flavor is not something to write home about. Opposite of the treat shop is also Dory's Forget-Me-Nots, for one final retail store on board. Its main purpose is to service the pool deck with cover-ups, towels, sunscreens, etc. to buy. The included deck outside encompasses the giant funnel vision screen for poolside film screenings right above one pool, shown covered as a performance stage. But altogether on this level and up on 12 are a total of 6 separate pools, for families to spread around swimming and wading. And as is the case on every Disney ship, Treasure's pool deck is where Pirate Night comes to life. A rock and roll concert starring Red is eventually crashed by one Captain Jack Sparrow. all before an epic fireworks display at sea as found exclusively on a Disney cruise. Also serving complimentary deck food, as it were, is the excellent Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods, comprised of multiple stations for Mexican, pizza, barbecue, grilled items, and healthier alternatives. I enjoyed a slice of much improved Disney Cruise pizza and a tasty Chipotle-esque, custom-filled burrito during our cruise. Still free on Disney to wash it all down with our soft drink fountain machines, where a number of bar stations sell other non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages around the pools as well. Or up on Deck 12, overlooking Wish again, and itself below the ship's colorful forward funnel, is Wheezy's Freezies to purchase frozen beverage specialties with either Finding Nemo or Toy Story flair. The latter is appropriate given the franchise's adjacent splash zone that is free for young guests to play in. As is Trixie's Falls for parents and their kids to soak in. Also on hand for tamer passengers is the included Slide-a-saurus Rex family-style body slide that still serves as one of 2 fun varieties on board. But just wait until you see the far more elaborate AquaMouse. This level is also home to the complimentary Vibe Teens Club and its attached hideaway flex space. Like on Wish, the treasure venue is internationally inspired for only young adults to mingle in. Or back to all ages is the Hero Zone as a double-decker multi-purpose sports court for more included activities. A side wing adds table games, and even a handy refillable water station like those seen in Disney parks. More elegant and just for adults is the Rose, an extra-cost Beauty and the Beast-themed bar, and sort of side observation lounge, since there's no forward-facing version. We love all the little details here as well as drinks. And although we didn't have a chance to dine at either, as our 3-day preview sailing was occupied by the rotational dining rooms, the adult-only specialty restaurants off from the Rose, based on our previous experience on Wish, are exceptional. Enchante starts with its Lumiere-hosted hallway opening up to a unique oversized golden chandelier, an exquisite space for a romantic dinner of the finest French cuisine. Or if you prefer Disney's classic take on Italian, Palo is still along for the ride, but tacking on a steakhouse component and light Cogsworth decor. The 6-ounce Japanese A5 Wagyu strip loin I had here on Wish was quite honestly the best steak I've ever had, at sea or on land. Not considered unlucky on Disney is Deck 13, and it's on this level that the adult-exclusive spaces continue, albeit with difficulty to access. The Cove Cafe is another spot to buy specialty coffees, but given its portside location is only reachable by walking the exposed length of the aft starboard side, it's not nearly as convenient as the previously shown cafes downstairs. Javas are prepared in an undoubtedly unique flamed way here, but sadly the need for this sign says it all. Here's hoping this general arrangement wrinkle will be ironed out on Disney Destiny. Thankfully, you can still purchase other beverages at the Cove Bar to enjoy at the Quiet Cove Pool and Whirlpool. The pools are great overlooking the stern, but they can be polluted by secondhand cigarette smoke, permitted at the sun deck above. And the Soulside Whirlpool similarly suffers from adjacent AquaMouse noise pollution. Still, the included AquaMouse itself is one fun slide, and I have to admit it has grown on me. Initially on Wish, I thought the lift hill amounted to half of the original Aqueduct attraction being displaced. But it's this portion that tells a different daily story, with its own spray effects that admittedly were not operating when I rode on the preceding sister ship. But their playfully soaking abilities were apparent when we rode on Treasure. And we sure loved the mellow start, capped off with a thrilling finish, as our 2-person raft snaked around and over the ship. Since it was Chip and Dale that welcomed us back into the slide loading and unloading station, it would only be right to highlight the mischievous chipmunk duo's own pool on deck 14. As it's higher up and farther forward from much of the action, this one can be the quietest of the bunch, especially under the lovely shaded canopy. Otherwise, deck 14 also has the Currents bar to order more drinks from, which is an ideal perch to check out the Tomorrow Tower suite nestled in the funnel across the way. Marvelously themed to all things Epcot nostalgia, Suite 14,000 is a 2-story, nearly 2,000 square foot enclave, encompassing 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, and an overall capacity of up to 8 guests. A butler's pantry services the Figment-focused dining and living area, and the first level has both an accessible bedroom and bathroom for easy showering. Old-school Epcot Pavilion icons further lead to a half bath on the first floor before the chromatic vaulted ceiling opens to the second. On either side are mirrored master bedrooms and walk-in closets, with only the bathroom configurations differing. This is how the luxurious port side one is configured with a bathtub and separate shower. Between the masters is another level 2 bedroom, past even more great Epcot artwork and iconography that my wife happened to perfectly match during our visit. This one is ideal for kids given its bunk beds, but I would happily stay here as an adult. And its attached bath is still every bit as nice, just without a tub. As Space Figment hitches a ride to the second master bedroom, we see a matching bed space, behind which is a copied closet. And its starboard bathroom also has a tub and separate shower, but in a slightly different layout. Regardless of your chosen accommodations, whether a stateroom or suite, the Grand Hall is available to everyone, including its finale show where the real treasure is discovered to be your heartfelt memories of the trip. Those of Spider-Man, Indiana Jones, Newfound Pirate Friends, Jasmine and Aladdin, and so many more. So when it becomes time to disembark the ship through these doors, they all magically carry with you. See you real soon, but before we do, let's conclude with our final pros and cons. What we disliked as pains in the aft are the lack of e-mustering in favor of a traditional lifeboat drill, noise and smoke pollution of the adult-only deck, and the Cove Cafe, which is too difficult to access. But what we especially liked and can take a bow are still, save for the adult section, the ship class's overall improved layout, Treasure lovingly leaning into theme park nostalgia, and Disney's magical means of pulling at the heartstrings. Thanks so much for watching. If you would, as it really does help support us, please like this video with a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, while hitting that bell icon to be notified of new videos. Watch our other ones and visit popularcruising.com.